Dear Going Crazy, let's jump into this letter that you submitted and digest what's going on with you and your guy from work for the last 2 weeks. You wrote in and you said that you've been talking to a guy for the last 2 weeks. He's great. He's really almost too good to be true, is what you said about this guy. Let me stop you right there. When someone appears or something appears to be too good to be true, a word of advice that my mom and grandmother always gave me: Brandy, most likely it is too good to be true. When we're entering relationships or starting a relationship like you guys are, we tend to want to put our best foot forward, our best self forward. So it's the part of the relationship that I call the mask, because we are hiding behind who sometimes we tend to mark up to seem like we're better than who we are in a situation. So when you guys are texting an average of 30 texts per day, what is the role perception that you are getting from him? What is he displaying to you? What is the information that you are organizing and selecting through his words when you guys text, and vice versa? What is he getting from you? Our perceptions are shaped by a person's experience. So you said that your texts are fun and flirty, but are they meaningful? And that brings me to my second point: mindful listening. When you guys are texting, mindful listening is not just listening to respond, it's listening with your whole body. If you guys are texting, you can't really perceive or interpret his body, his tone through a text. We can imagine or try and paint a picture of what we would want it to be, but then in actuality, is that what we're getting? And I think in your case, no, because you said he's invasive whenever you try and make plans to meet him face to face. You said, but you can tell that he likes you because he texts and has told me that he does. Now, if love and like are action words, when you like someone, you show them that. And you said let's go back to the invasive part. Whenever you try to meet face to face, he's invasive. Is someone he really says that he like, will he be invasive when you try and make plans to meet him face to face? Think about that. And then the last point I want to bring up is self-disclosure. When, again, going back to the beginning of relationships, when we meet in relationships, what are the things that we are saying about ourselves? Are you putting too much information out there? Because if, as females, when we're into a relationship, we tend to overtalk. I'm going to use myself as an example. When me and my husband were first dating, we would always spend hours just talking about things, about life and where we want to be and things we want to accomplish. Sometimes they were, little nothings, but then most of the time they were meaningful conversations. And of course, we were at the dating stage, but now we're married, and those conversations has helped to shape our marriage and our communication. So what am I saying? I'm saying that when you first enter a relationship, you do not want to self-disclose too much information, because giving or taking away too much information at the wrong time can either help you or hurt you in the long run. So my advice to you is, you asked, should you call it quits or be direct and tell him you don't want to text anymore? I think you should first explore your options. See if you guys are friends. Maybe you're moving too fast. Maybe he just wants a friendship and you're trying to move into something much more. See where things go. Don't expect too much and don't require too much of him, and vice versa. Listening allows us to interpret what others are saying. Be mindful, be present, listen. Even if it's through text messages, you'll be able to perceive what he's saying. So my advice to you is, when you're giving off a role of perception, give your best foot forward. Do not expect too much. Be mindful in the conversations. Be present. Be there in the moment. Listen to hear, not just to respond. Self-disclosure. Tell about yourself, but make sure you do it in a timely manner. Don't give too much too soon. According to Julia T. Woods, totalizing means thinking and acting as if one self aspect of a person is the totality of that person. You can't just go off of him being too good to be true, because like I said, back to mom and grandmother, he may just be too good to be true. So be friends, enjoy the moment, and don't expect too much, because when you don't expect anything, you can't miss out on something you never had. I hope this advice helps you.